Hi, my name is John Dumholt, and I am a professional life coach, and I help people play big in their real life. Tonight, I hope to recruit you to join a revolution. Now, you may be thinking, boy, I don't know. Sounds kind of dangerous. Because when you think of revolution, you may have gotten an image in your head of a military coup with guns and tanks and soldiers or something. But rest assured, guns will not be needed, and you will not need to put on a military uniform. So what do I mean then when I say revolution? By revolution, I mean a drastic change in how we think and behave in response to current ways of thinking and behaving that no longer work. So the only thing we'll be overthrowing in this revolution is in here. It's your current way of thinking. So what am I talking about when I say current way of thinking and behaving? Well, much of how we think and thus how we behave today is a result of a revolution that happened over 100 years ago. Of course, I'm talking about the Industrial Revolution. Now first, let me say that this revolution was positive in many ways. It brought us improved agricultural methods, better health care, a stronger economy with jobs, and of course the ability to mass produce products that make our lives better and easier, like cars, televisions, computers, dishwashers, etc. For most people, the Industrial Revolution greatly increased their standard of living. So what made all of this possible? What was the fuel of the Industrial Revolution? Let me give you a hint. It's a four-letter word and ends in K. That's right, work. Work is good and has served and serves a great purpose, but it also has a dark side. For most of us today, work is having a job where you spend about half your waking hours either at work, preparing for work, or commuting to work. Work often means completing tasks that are simple and repetitive, and this has been linked to Alzheimer's and dementia in studies. Or it means solving a problem by the deadline. Note the word dead. Enjoyment is not only unlikely, but usually looked upon suspiciously and actively discouraged. I can't tell you how many times I shared a laugh with a coworker only to have another coworker come along and say, "You guys are having way too much fun." I'm sure you've probably heard this too. According to a recent Gallup poll, 71% of workers are disengaged. 71%. They are emotionally disconnected from their work, and this costs the U.S. economy an estimated $500 billion per year. For too many, work is a necessary evil to pay the bills, and the worker hopes to just have enough money left over for a six-pack of beer and a little Netflix, perhaps, to escape it all. These workers are disconnected from the meaning and purpose of their work, their strengths are not engaged, and they can't be creative. But at least they get vacation days, right? You might be asking. Well, according to a Wall Street Journal article from March of 2015, workers on average fail to use and lose nearly 5 vacation days a year. I could go on about the dark side of work, but I think we can distill work down to a 6-word phrase. No fun. Just get it done. So how does this no fun, just get it done work idea get into our heads? Well, let's go back. Way back to when you were 5 years old. At this age, you've probably learned and accomplished several things. Crawling, walking, running, jumping, climbing, hand-eye coordination, and of course, talking. Now that is a lot. In fact, studies suggest we cultivate 85 to 90% of our intellect and skills by the age of 5. So how did you accomplish all of this? When you were an infant, did your parents give you a task list and tell you to get to work to complete this list by the 5 years old deadline? No. Well then, how did you learn and accomplish this? You accomplished all of this through your natural instinct to play. We've all seen a mother and a baby talking gibberish to each other, goo goo gaga, that kind of thing, which for the baby leads to real talking and solidifying the bond with the baby's mother. And they are playing. And we've all seen babies learning to crawl and walk, and they are playing. Later, kids do physical play like jumping and diving into leaves to feel better. Kids play games like tag with other kids to learn social skills and how to manage their emotional reactions to the other kids. And they are playing. Who hasn't heard someone say, "I've learned more in recess than I did in school"? In recess, they are playing. Now, around the age of 5, a big transformation happens for the kid. I just gave you a hint. Yes, the kid goes to school. And what is he told when he gets there? Sit down, shut up, and listen. Talking with your neighbor is forbidden, and collaborating with the other students is cheating. Okay, I'm exaggerating a bit, but the big idea being transferred to these kids is life is so serious. We can't let you play so much. We need to prepare you for the seriousness of life. More and more children are encouraged and even required to take serious, structured, adult-directed lessons and sports rather than play freely. So what does nature have to say about work and play? We've looked at humans. Now let's take a look at other mammals. Like children, all young mammals play. We all know puppies play. You've probably watched kittens play on Facebook, probably within the last few days, if not hours. Bear cubs play chasing each other around, and you have mammals at play at zoos or on nature programs on TV. So what is the result of all this play? We tend to think of play as frivolous, but it isn't. The animals become fit, they learn physical skills like climbing and how to fight, how to take risks and respond to fears, and they learn social skills like how to live in close proximity to their siblings. So what do you think would happen if you removed play from mammals? Good question. They've actually done studies on rats to address this question. You might be thinking, how do rats play? Well, apparently rats wrestle and squeak and pin each other in order to play. In one experiment, they divided rats into two groups. In the first group, they allowed the rats to play. In the second, they deprived them of their play. Then they put some cloth material that was saturated with cat odor in the cages. Of course, both groups of rats fled and hid. Over time, the play rats began to explore their environment, taking small, then medium, then bigger risks, and eventually things returned to normal. What do you think happened to the play-deprived rats? They stayed hidden, wouldn't come out. Even when they got thirsty and hungry, they wouldn't come out for food and water. And eventually, of course, they died. Now, rats and humans have the same neurotransmitters, so it stands to reason that if play is essential to survival for rats, then it is likely highly important for our survival and our thriving as well. So, do we have examples of play-deprived humans? Well, on August 1st, 1966, student and Marine trained sniper Charles Whitman took to the clock tower at the University of Texas at Austin. He went with an arsenal of guns and hundreds upon hundreds of rounds of ammunition and proceeded to kill 17 people and injure 30 others on that day. This came to be known as the first mass shooting in America. Some very interesting studies and research were done related to him in this incident, which concluded that play deprivation played a major role in his violent behavior. Other studies have shown play deprivation to play a major role in the violent behaviors of others. We know people love to play. We know they want to play. But we need to take it a step further and realize people need to play. It's a need. People look for play. And people look for places to play. And one place they go to in droves is connected online games. Today, there are more than 1 billion people playing more than 1 hour per day. There's a connected online game called Call of Duty, and the average player plays it 170 hours per year, which is the equivalent of a full-time job for a month. There are a lot of mind-boggling statistics on this, but suffice it to say, there are a lot of people spending a lot of time playing online games. Why is this? Why are people so disengaged at work, yet are enthusiastically engaged in connected online games? These games give people something they crave, yet seldom get at the workplace. Games allow us to step out of this mindset that life is serious and a series of problems to solve. According to Jane McGonigal, author and well-known play researcher, when players are playing games, and more specifically these connected online games, they report the following emotions. And when I read these emotions, I invite you to go into your body and feel them and experience them with me as I read them. Number 1, joy. Number 2, relief. Number 3, love. Number 4, surprise. Number 5, excitement. Number 6, curiosity. Number 7, pride. Number 8, awe and wonder. Number 9, contentment. Number 10, creativity. When we are experiencing these emotions, we tend to move toward our optimal emotional state and become the best versions of ourselves. This leads to our best results in life. Now, typically in real life, when we experience a challenge, we usually feel overwhelmed, frustrated, depressed, cynical, and anxious. But in these connected online games and other well-designed games, we spend our time facing challenges, we have teammates, our mission is well matched to our skill level, we are engaged in an epic story which feels meaningful, and we get constant, unbiased feedback about how we are doing in the forms of points, leveling up, earning a badge, etc. So the big question I have studied and immersed myself in over the last decade or so is, how can I bring all these great benefits of play to real life? Wouldn't it be great if the qualities and emotions I mentioned could be brought to your real life endeavors? Well, it turns out they can, and that is what I do as a professional life coach. As I love to say, whatever your endeavor, it's never the same once you make it a game. Now, despite what I have said, I am sure there's a part of you that is thinking, I don't know, life is serious and play is frivolous. This is because we have been conditioned to think this way. It's ingrained in our brains, it's ingrained in our nervous system. That's why we need a revolution to kick these old thoughts that no longer work out of here. So I hopefully convinced you to join the play revolution by discussing the benefits of play. Now I want to show you how to design and play your life as a game. First, you start with what you're up to in life that really matters to you. Some possibilities include dating, improving family relations, career, business, health and vitality, finances, and artistic expression. From there, we ask, what does winning look like for you? You decide. And what will winning mean to you personally? Is your game spiritually aligned? Does it have deep meaning and purpose? We want your game to be epic, like the online connected games are. Second, we identify and practice the skills of the game. Basketball coaches teach their players the skills of dribbling, shooting, and passing. The games of life are no different. To play better and win, there are skills that you need to practice and get good at. Examples of skills in life games include assertive communication, asking for what you want, and making offers. Third, we develop a winning game plan. This is all about leveraging your strengths, your interests, and your assets. Fourth, we align your inner game. Often my players have thoughts, beliefs, and habits that hold them back from success. This seems to be true for players at every level. It makes sense because whenever you play a new game or a bigger game, you will naturally have to step out of your comfort zone. To win big at the games of life, you need to align your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. And the final step of designing your real-life game is to design a winning environment. Most people are in a constant struggle with the world around them, always overcoming obstacles to succeed. Messes, things that don't work, people that bring you down, etc. When you're playing a big game in life, these obstacles will keep you from winning. So you need to take a look at the people, places, things, and ideas around you and transform your world from one that holds you back and brings you down to one that is supportive and inspiring. Let me tell you, when you intelligently design your environment with your big game in mind, you'll be shocked at how much easier it is to win your big game in life. Hopefully I've convinced you of the revolutionary benefits of bringing play to your big game in life. Like I mentioned before, we are born to play. So this is something we know deep down. We long for more play in life. So join the revolution and play at what matters. My big game in life is to help people play big and win in their real life. If I've convinced you to join the revolution and you want a partner discovering, designing, and playing your big endeavor or game in life, I invite you to sign up for a complimentary big game exploratory session. It's convenient as it can be done over the phone, and it's designed to give you value on its own. It's not a sales pitch. If I feel I could help you win your big game, I will ask you to hire me, but please take me up on this offer, even if you have no intentions at all of signing up for coaching with me. Playing your life as a game can be a hugely transformative experience, yet it can be challenging, and I've gotten pretty good at it, so give me a call, and I'll get you playing quickly. So come on, join the play revolution! That's it.